Okay, let's move on to minor chords now. Basic minor triad is C, E flat, G. All right. Just want to pause for a second and let you know. Obviously, all of this stuff is in the key of C. Okay, it's up to you to transpose it. But guess what? The Sibelius plugin, right? That where you can print off all of this music in the subscribers area. Well, it allows you to transpose. All right, so it's very easy to just put in whatever key, or it'll say go up by a perfect second, or I'm sorry, go up by a major second, a minor third, major third, and now knowing all of your intervals from Unit 1, you'll be able to know exactly how far you need to go to transpose something. All right, so it's been written in one key of C, to make it easy for you to be able to understand this stuff, but definitely you need to learn this and want to learn this in as many keys as possible. All right, so C minor triad, C, E flat, G, all right? C minor seventh chord, C, E flat, G, B flat, all right? And that's root, third, fifth, seventh, flat third, flat seventh, you can also say, so root, flat third, fifth, flat seventh, okay? Here's the ninth, that sounds great on minor chords. 11 sounds wonderful on minor chords as well. So major 7 chords, 9 and sharp 11 were the available tensions. Minor 7 chords, 9 and natural 11. So if you played a minor chord with 11 down there, that sounds great. Listen to this one. I'm trying to get my fingers out of the way. All right, so C, D, E flat, G, B flat. Okay, that's with the 9 in there. If I threw my root down here. Okay. It's a nice voicing right there. Okay. All right, so, and then the other one is C minor 6 as well. That's kind of a special chord. Sometimes you can get away with replacing a minor 7 with a minor 6 chord, especially if it's a point of rest, if it's like the end of a song, you can kind of play that minor 6. It's a little bit more bittersweet than, that's a little sweeter sounding with the minor 7th. The minor 6 sounds a little bit more mysterious. Okay, let's go through the left hand with the root. Here we have root for C, and the right hand I'm just playing C minor triad. Here's C minor 9, right? So that's D, E flat, G. Okay. C minor 7, no root in the right hand, okay? C minor 9, we're going to talk about this chord later in the Bill Evans voicings, okay? C minor 11, see how I'm adding in 11, okay? You can continue on through the rest of those. I want to just blast through these because you can read these, and then also you're going to want to know the techniques from that I'm going to do later, okay? So here I have root 7 in the left hand, and in the right hand I have C minor 9. So here I have C, B flat, right? And I have D, E flat, G in the right hand. It's a nice C minor 9. Once again, here's that E flat, G, B flat in the right hand. It's a nice sounding chord right here. E flat, G, B flat, D. Okay, and then this one. Actually, I'm sorry, I skipped over one. This is nice too. This is number 17. So here's root 7 in the left hand, C and B flat. In the right hand is D, E flat, G, B flat. Okay. Okay. Now measure 18. This is an interesting open sounding chord. So notice how all I'm doing is I'm moving the notes of these chords around. So once I know that I have these notes and I know I can add 9 and 11, well, 9, 5, 3, 7, Sure, that works, okay? Would something like this work? Well, no. And let's talk about this for a second, because this is what's really important. And that is that two concepts here. One, intervals can only go so low, right? This is what's called a lower interval limit. Can't play a third down there without it sounding muddy. Okay, it doesn't sound all that good. But right there, third doesn't sound all that bad. That sounds great. Okay, but if you did that, that doesn't sound all that good anymore. Okay, so you can only play intervals so low. Something like an octave, you can go all the way down to the bottom of the piano. Fifths, can't go that low. That's fine though. You can go pretty low with a fifth. Okay? But with thirds, you can only go so low. Even when I'm playing C and E down here, that's kind of low. Right? Normally you want to keep, a good rule of thumb here is to keep the right hand above middle C, or at least very close to middle C. So something like that, that's okay. It doesn't sound all that bad. But if I start doing, nah, that starts to sound a little bit muddy. So if I can keep my right hand above middle C, and my left hand, I definitely want to keep it at least a third or greater, right? I wouldn't want to do that. Okay? That's not going to sound good. Okay? But fifths sound great. Root 3 sounds good. Root 7 sounds fantastic. Okay? Root 5, 7, root 3, 7. Okay? All of these sound really nice. Okay? All right, so moving on, if we take a look at, well, let's take a look at measure 19. This is a nice chord, right? Oops, I'm sorry. This is a nice little cluster here. It's root 7 down here, and then your third, the 11th, the 5th, right in there, the G, and B flat. So that's E flat, F, G, B flat in the right hand. Okay? It's a very nice sounding chord. You can get some nice motion here. Now if I move on to measure 20, I have root 3 in the left hand. This starts to get a little low. Right? That's just a real basic C minor. You can see that's the basic C minor block chord, and I'm just doubling the third up here. I could have done 9, could do 11. In fact, that's what I end up doing in measure 21. Okay. Measure 22 is just basic C minor. Notice there's no 7th in here, so I'm not going to put C minor 7. Right? Now in measure 23, this is C minor 7. Okay. Measure 24, this is a real nice sounding chord. I'm going to talk about this in those Bill Evans voicings. All right, and C minor 11. So you have all these different chord sounds that you can utilize. One way of utilizing this sheet as well is to find whatever note is the melody note, okay, and take a look at what the top note of each of these chords are. So for instance, number 8, right, the top note is the 7th, okay, so you know the 7th is there, number 12 it's the 7th, number 13 it's the 7th. So like if you have, you know, if you have a B flat and it says play a C minor 7 chord or a C minor 9 or C minor, some type of C minor, well, you could go to measure 13 and like, oh, you could use that chord voicing. You can go to measure 12 and, oh, you can use that one. You can go to measure 8 and, oh, you can use that one. You can go to measure 23 and use that one. You can go to measure 32 and use that one. Okay? So these are, this is another way of utilizing the sheet. Okay? Look for that top note and voice down from there. Harmonizing the scale, just go through that quickly. Right? So just different ways of harmonizing the scale. Going through all of these chords. Notice this is root 5, 7 in the left hand. Okay? Oops, sorry. Here's C minor 6. It's a great chord right there. Now here's C minor major 7th. We will talk about that in the other chords. All right, and then see how I can also just do root, 5th, root in the left hand. Okay? So common patterns in the left hand is root, just root, root 5th, root 7th, root 3rd, root 5 root, and then maybe root 5th and 7th, root 3rd and 7th, okay? Right, so notice that I'm using each one of those chord tones in different ways in the left hand. Okay? So that's minor chord voicings. There's a wealth of information right there. Once again, how to practice it. Just try going through, write in the numbers, okay? Make sure that you know what the tensions are and what the chord tones are. Really dig into it and analyze the sheet. Even if you think that you really have it down well, print it off and try it again, just to double check and make sure that you really understand it, okay? And if you need some help, just send me an email in the users forum. I'll be happy to help you out. Okay, take care.